Ari from 90 Day Fiance's true colors came out when she let Biniyam down by not going back to Ethiopia with him for his K1 visa interview. Guys, you will not believe what the last episode of 90 Day Fiance was just on, and some crazy things happened. Starting off with Ari and Biniyam, we got to see Biniyam finally got granted an interview for his K1 visa to come to America. Well, spoiler alert, we all do know in present day, he does get the visa granted one way or another, and he actually does come to America, which is great for him. I'm happy for him. However, the sad news is Ari was supposed to go with him. The attorney said the chances of him getting this visa approved with everything Biniyam's already been, because if you don't already know, he's been married to an American woman before, he's been denied a visa before to come to America, and so the lawyer just said with everything he's been through and everything that Ari has been through, because she's been married to a foreigner too, it would really look good and it would really almost guarantee the chances of Biniyam being able to come to America if Ari went back to Ethiopia for, with him for the interview and all that kind of stuff. And Ari just said, nope, because of everything that Biniyam put me through, and it'd be so humiliated and embarrassing, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to stay here, and I'm not going to go back to Ethiopia with you. And Biniyam was devastated. Now, if we didn't know that, he does somehow come to America, there's a chance the visa got denied and he comes in a different way. I don't know what, but more than likely the visa gets approved, which is great. My issue though is it's like, she just must not care about this guy, because if she even remotely wanted him to come to America, she would have gone to Ethiopia. And she even said, she goes, I don't know where my future stands with Biniyam. I don't know what's gonna happen. And you could see she kind of felt somewhat bad, but it's like she was not gonna change. She was not gonna do anything different. And the funniest thing is, we don't even really know if Biniyam actually even cheated on Ari, and she's still making all these accusations and going crazy, and it's like she would not go back with him. So to me, Ari, after last night's episode, you guys, I am not a big fan of her. I've never been a huge fan. I've always been kind of neutral. I definitely think she gets kind of crazy and way too emotional, and she just cannot control her emotions, and she's kind of like a baby with her mom and dad, and she's kind of too old to be doing that. But I was not a fan of her, not going back with Benny. I thought that was not cool at all, and not something you would do for someone that you supposedly love. So we got to see that with Benny and Ari. More on them in a minute, but that was basically just the gist of it. And like I said, we do know one way or another, Biniyam does end up in America. More on them later. We also got to see Kenny and Armando. They were kind of the crazy couple that I did not know how it was going to go. We all know that they did get married. They got married months ago, and the wedding looked great, looked really fun, looked special. The thing we did not know though is what is going to happen with Armando's dad. At first Armando's dad wasn't going to go to the wedding. Then he ended up saying that he would, maybe come. Then I was like, well, is he actually going to show up? Then we saw in a preview that he does show up, but I was still kind of like, is he gonna leave? Is he gonna kind of step out? Is he gonna kind of just not really be paying attention? What is going to be going on? And basically what happened was they had the wedding. Kenny was super emotional. Armando was super emotional. I really do believe these two guys love each other. I've heard a lot of hate from, people that don't like Kenny and everyone loves Armando, but I think either way, these guys from the bottom of their hearts actually do love each other. And the cool thing was we got to see Armando's dad come to the wedding, watch the wedding, be present in the wedding. He said that he was happy. He's never really seen anything like this before, but he was happy for them. And it's just, he's going to be accepting. He's going to accept it. And it was a beautiful thing. And he was crying and he was happy. And he took a picture with Armando, and he really was actually kind of involved in the whole thing. So you can see he was a bit uncomfortable, and it was a little bit different for him, I guess, but it was still like the guy showed up. He didn't put on a big drama, and that's the thing I do like about his parents. For the most part, they're not going to be the kind of people that, like how we all know how Sumit's mom and dad are, where they do this and they jump in the middle, they're going to stop it. Okay, Kenny and Armando, it's like, they're just a real couple. Armando, his parents, they're not going to be the kind of people that are going to jump in the middle of it and stop the wedding. No, they showed up, they were peaceful, they were nice. The dad was crying tears of joy at one point, he was happy. It was just a really cool thing to see, and I wish Kenny and Armando well, and his sister said something kind of interesting. Armando's sister said something kind of interesting. She was like, I hope they stay happy. She's like, I'm rooting for them. And I was like, I never even once thought of them being like on the rocks or not really doing well as a couple. They always be like really happy as a couple, and they're not really ever fighting much. So I'm kind of just like, I guess it's going to be going well for them. I hope they're happy, and I wish them well. But yeah, the wedding, it looked like it was a huge success. It looked really fun. They had a big party. Didn't look very cheap, but all of that kind of little drama of the price and how much money they're going to spend and the dad coming, it all fizzled away. It was all happy. It was all really fun. Just a really good time. So more on them later. I want to keep on going to the rest of the couples. We got to see Jenny and Sumit, and like I was saying with the realness of Kenny and Armando, Jenny and Sumit, they're so fake. We got to see in a couple episodes ago, Sumit actually called the lawyer to cancel the marriage, application, cancel it, don't file it or pause it, don't file it just yet. Okay, then he told Jenny, then he ended up kind of apologizing to Jenny, and Jenny apologized to him for, I have no idea why. They apologized to each other, they worked it out, and they ended up actually getting married. They didn't invite anyone. It was a real little kind of a thing, and they didn't even tell Sumit's parents, which to me, I don't know. I mean, it kind of seemed like it was fake for drama. It's like the parents already gave you their okay. Not really a blessing, but not really a negative thing. They said they are not going to stop your marriage. They just gave you an okay. So they could have been there. It was not this big crazy drama. There was no reason whatsoever why his parents could not have come to the wedding. There's literally no reason at all. Jenny kept saying they're going to stop the wedding. Probably not. Sumit's mom is crazy. She's out of her mind, but it's probably would not stop the wedding. So they didn't invite her, and we got to see on the tell-all that actually they tell his mom and dad at the tell-all live in front of everyone. And because they tell his parents at the tell-all, that's why I'm kind of oh, okay, that's probably fake. It has to be fake. There's no reason at all why they couldn't have just told his parents, I don't know, come to the wedding, or at least just tell them, hey, we're getting married, or better yet, just tell them, you get married, then tell them, hey, okay, we got married, but it's because they had to tell all, to me, that makes it seem kind of fake and just not real and just kind of scripted. So that was a Jenny and Sumit. After years and years and years and years of waiting, they finally got married. They tied the knot. It's official. They're happy, apparently. I wish them well. It appears that they're still in India. They're probably going to be in India forever because it's the cost of living seems to be a lot less than it is in America. So likely, I think they're just going to be staying in America. Jenny doesn't work. Sumit doesn't work. They make some money from 90 Day Fiance, and it must be enough to support them. So Jenny and Sumit got married. Kenny and Armando got married. And Steven and Alina, they also got married. Now, they started off super rocky. I was not a fan at all of Steven. I'm still really not. But he kind of was doing things that made him a little bit nicer. Alina, I think she is just infatuated with this guy. He could do anything and she would still be in love with him. And it's one of those things where it's when you're watching from the outside looking in, you're just why? He's not really a catch. He's kind of dorky. He's really not that nice, at least on camera. Maybe off camera they have some crazy connection, but it's they don't really seem to have much going on, on camera. But either way, they went through with it. They got married. His parents zoomed in. Her mom and grandma zoomed in. It was actually a really beautiful thing. Great view. She looked amazing. He looked relatively good, I guess you could say. Once again, not a huge fan of him, but it was actually a pretty beautiful little ceremony. It seemed happy. She was ecstatic. He seemed pretty happy too, and so they got married. And the only thing we know about them is that they were spotted in Greece about a month or two ago. Maybe, yeah, about a month and a half ago-ish. They were spotted in Greece together. I didn't know if they were married or if they didn't go through with the wedding, but they are for sure married. And I don't know. So we got to see a very brief little sneak peek spoiler of the upcoming tell-all for next weekend. And I'm trying to think if Steven was there in person, and I want to say no, but he might have been. He did go and film a 90-day Bears All on Discovery Plus episode in person with Sean, so he has been back to America for sure. But I don't know if he's moved to Russia or if he's just, if they're just kind of meeting in the middle. Really have no idea. Maybe he's still trying to get his visa to go to Russia. I don't know, but either way, Steven and Alina, they did actually get married, they tied the knot, and I really do wish them well. Even though, yes, I still cannot stand him. And then we got to see Corey and Evelyn. Now, these people, yeah, it's just the fakest thing ever. Okay, here's the deal. They got married a year and a half ago. Now they're having this wedding ceremony, but keep in mind, legally, they're already married. So it's completely pointless, and they're married. Okay, whatever. They got married a long time ago. But they had this wedding ceremony. There was drama here, drama there. Then what if Evelyn doesn't show up? And what if she, doesn't come to the wedding? But it's well, you're already married. So it really wouldn't accomplish anything. If she comes or not, it'd be embarrassing for Corey. But it's you're already married to the guy. So she came, he had no family or friends whatsoever in attendance, literally not one person, and she had a bunch of people there. It was actually kind of sweet. I am not a fan of Evelyn at all, And Corey kind of rubs me the wrong way too. I think he's kind of fake and just a liar, but they seem to be, you know, I don't know, they were like in love. It was kind of a magical little thing. She was happy for once. He was pretty happy. And then his friend Raul came, which if you don't know, Evelyn cannot stand him, but he came. I thought it was gonna be a big drama. And the funniest part was one way or another, the guy actually came to the reception, showed up there uninvited. And you know, it could be one thing, okay, you know, it's like a wedding reception, you gotta do the RSVP thing because typically the food is made way in advance. But let's say it's a buffet style, so the guy could just come to the wedding reception, whatever. He gets a seat, he sits down, he eats. But this guy, you know, walks up to someone, gets a microphone and actually gives a toast. So I was like, how can we just sit here and actually believe that Raul wasn't invited to the wedding? So this guy went from not being invited to the wedding to now all of a sudden is giving a toast at the wedding reception that he wasn't even invited to. It just seemed fake. It seemed scripted. It seemed staged. But he gave this toast. It was beautiful. It was like, honestly, it was actually kind of funny and cute. And there's like a 2% chance he even wrote, now that I'm thinking about it, so there's no way he even wrote that. But, you know, he was happy. Evelyn was happy. Corey was happy. They all kind of hugged it out and they apologized and it was all sunshine and rainbows. So that was Corey and Evelyn. Apparently, you know, they're married, even though they've been legally married for a very long time, but they're married. They're happy. Fantastic, whatever. And then, last but not least, would obviously be Ellie and Victor. They are the X Factor. They're the weird couple because they actually was, well, it's a weird story. So Ellie was spotted about 2 months ago at her pizza shop in Seattle working. So everyone assumed her and Victor are done. She's back here in America. If she's back in America, likely they're done. It's over. Then we got to see them on 90 Day Fiance, and they were fighting. They were fighting a ton, and it looked like, okay, they're going to break up. It's over. But the last time we saw them, because they were not on last night's episode, but last time we saw them, it was kind of just, it was like, he proposed, so they were fighting, then all of a sudden, it's like, you know, she was gonna go back home and they were gonna break up, but then he ended up like apologizing really quick and he proposed and she actually said yes. So their scene just ended of them kind of holding hands, they were kind of happy, but it was like, it was very cryptic and odd and just weird, so I figured more than likely, in present day, they ended up just breaking up. However, here is the even weirder part. We got to see that preview for the 90 Day Fiance tell-all, and guess what? Ellie was there in person, and so was Victor. They were there, they were holding hands, they were happy, so it was about a 99% chance that Ellie and Victor are actually still together. I don't know how he came to America. More than likely, she was filing for the K-1 visa and he got approved and he came to America. And then so that would make a lot of sense why she's also back here in America. I don't know if she ended up coming back earlier or what happened or what is going on, but it actually appears that Ellie and Victor are still together and that he is living, I guess he could be visiting, but it looks like he's actually living here in America. And if he was visiting, it's like, I don't really know how he'd be able to come, maybe a work visa or something, but it sounds like that they're here, and she probably is here on a K-1 visa, and they're going to be getting married if they haven't already gotten married. So craziness. 90 Day Fiance, that was the last episode, and now we're going to have, for sure, 1, maybe actually 2 weeks of the tell-all, so I'm excited for it. Those are all usually typically pretty interesting and just exciting to see where the couples are actually at. But put in the comments below what you guys think. Like I said earlier, the Ari and Biniyam thing, I'm not really cool about that. I thought that was kind of rude. If you love someone unconditionally, you would make it happen. You would go into where you got to go to help him come to America. And if we're going to say, well, what if he did cheat? If he cheated, that's his own bad karma. But it's like we never really proved that he did, you know, actually cheat. It was more so that he just was kind of trying to work. At least that was my impression. He was just trying to work with people. But maybe I'm just a gullible, you know, idiot, and I have no idea what I'm talking about. And for everyone else, Steven and Alina, Jenny and Samantha, Kenny and Armando, and everyone else, and Corey and Evelyn that got married, I wish them well. And this is actually the first season of 90 Day Fiance that I can think of in a very long time where none of the couples actually broke up, which is pretty crazy stuff to see. Well, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Please hit that like, follow, share, subscribe button, and y'all better stay tuned for many more videos.